Hello everyone. Today I'm going to share with you guys a surprising and shocking event in my life. But before getting into the video, don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more interesting and engrossing real couple stories. Let's backtrack and revisit the year 2018 when I got married to a young and pretty girl named Emma. Emma was actually my cousin. To be honest, we guys were not having any friendly bonding or even an interaction before, as she used to live in Canada with her family and our family is based in Chicago. I remember I used to stalk her social media platforms and even used to comment on her posts, but she never responded. I liked her from the very beginning as she was really pretty. I thought fate was kind to me as we both got married when she came from Canada to Chicago. Our families really wanted us to marry, even though she was my crush. So obviously I agreed to marry her, but it was kinda creepy that Emma was really quiet over it. I was really wondering how a modern culture girl could behave like this, but then I thought that maybe she's kinda shy and quiet by nature. Well, our married life was going well. In fact, very soon we got a baby boy as well. I remember at the initial days of our marriage, my wife used to remain quiet every time. Even she did not want me to be more physical with her. However, with time, she settled with me. Our physical relationship has not been so good since we got married. I always used to praise her for this habit with my best friend. In spite of being so educated and modern, my wife used to love home chores. Like before delivering our baby, she used to stay at home and mostly engaged in home chores. She used to cook food regularly for me. But after our baby's birth, she admitted our baby to the daycare and started a job as a receptionist in the Canadian embassy. Now, we had appointed a maid as well for home chores, as my wife used to remain most of the time. To be honest, I was not really in favor of my wife's job as she started ignoring me. When she joined the Canadian embassy, I found slight changes in her personality. Like before, she really did not spend time on skincare, but once she joined the job, she remained busy in her skincare routine. I often caught her many times putting cucumbers in her eyes, even though she started taking care of her fitness as well. I thought maybe her job as a receptionist demands her to be more beautiful, but it was kinda disappointing that she started neglecting me. I even noticed my wife spending time on the phone. Once I was completely immersed in sleep. Meanwhile, I got my eyes open in order to quench my thirst. My wife was not at the bed. I looked here and there but did not find her anywhere. I heard some weeping sounds coming from the washroom. When I knocked on the door, no one opened. I was waiting for my wife as I was really worried about her, but she did not open. I unintentionally went to sleep. When I woke up in the morning, I asked my wife why she was weeping last night. She told me that she was having pain in her stomach badly last night. I asked her for medicine, but she refused. I remember she was continuously applying Vaseline on her feet while talking to me and did not make eye contact with me. Her eyes were on her feet. I really did not consider the matter that time. One night when I was playing with me and my baby and my wife was sleeping, meanwhile her phone began to ring. As soon as she heard the phone ringing, she hurriedly went outside of the room. My baby cried, so I thought that maybe he wanted to eat something. I opened my wife's cupboard where my wife used to keep our baby's feet. I was shocked to see a lot of skincare products. It seemed like she had bought the whole store of skincare products, especially for the feet. As I found track of feet products, I really ignored and took out my baby's feet. My wife came back to our room after about 1 hour. She must have thought that I have slept, but she was shocked to see me awake. I really did not ask anything from her regarding her call, but she began to give me an explanation that it was a call from her friend who has just started her salon and wanted her to visit her salon. I was just wondering about her as she never used to share anything with me and never acted so familiar like this. I really liked the way she was sharing her life with me. I remember my wife was really excited to visit her friend. She literally spent a lot of time in front of the cupboard. I asked her many times to sleep with me. I even cuddled her, but she did not respond and swam in preparing her dress for tomorrow. The next morning when I woke up, my wife was already dressed up. She was looking really pretty. I asked her if I should drop her, but she refused and literally ran away from the house as she was eagerly waiting to meet her friend, even though she was holding the feet moisture as well as if she would apply the moisture on her feet during the driving. To be honest, I had never seen her this much happy and excited before. Even on reaching the house at night, my wife seemed really happy, but this was a strange sight that as soon as my wife reached the house, instead of greeting me and our baby, she began to apply moisture on her feet. Her love and care for her feet was really thought-provoking. I remember it was a weekend. I used to wait for the weekend all over the week as I wanted to spend my time with my family. It was a Saturday night as usual. My wife was wearing a mask on her face and dipped her feet into the warm water tub. Our baby was continuously crying, but she did not give him any attention and kept busy in her skincare. I angrily asked my wife to feed our baby, but she replied that she is tired at the moment. I was really disappointed by my wife's lack of love and attention for our baby. The next morning when I woke up, I did not find my wife anywhere, but when I called her and asked her where she was, she said that she is here at her friend's salon and will be having her pedicure within the hour. To be honest, it was beyond my understanding why she used to care for her feet a lot. In spite of applying moisture, she started going to the salon for a pedicure every week. I always wondered how she could afford such an expensive pedicure. It was worth thinking that every night before going to the salon for pedicure, my wife used to be fully immersed in her skincare routine. Her irresponsible behavior towards me and my baby was getting worse day by day. Like, I caught her many times neglecting the baby, even though our maid told me that my wife did not pay any attention to the house. I tried to fix this matter and asked my wife several times about her behavior, but she always used to say that she has to sit at the front desk in her office. She further said that her institution demanded her to look more beautiful. Her response was really strange, like I really did not know what was the connection of her feet's appearance with her job, because she was getting crazy about her feet's appearance day by day. The next weekend, she was all ready to have the pedicure. She was habitual of going to the salon every week for a pedicure. Even you guys will definitely be shocked to know that my wife became so possessive of her feet that she did not allow me one day to kiss her feet. One day, I reached the house early from the workplace. My wife was taking a shower in the washroom. I heard some sounds like if my wife was on call with someone. At first, I really ignored, but then her voice raised. I moved to the washroom's door in order to listen to her conversation secretly. I was shocked to hear my wife's words. She was saying to someone that she could not wait anymore to meet. The next morning, as usual, she was going to the salon. I really forced her to drop her off at the salon, but she remained steadfast and did not agree to go with me. One day, I was really worried about her behavior. Meanwhile, my friend called me and invited me into his house for his baby's birthday. When I went to his house, I loved the way his wife was taking care of her baby. I missed my wife after seeing this sight, but she did not pick up my call. When the party got over, my friend asked me the reason for my anxiety. At first, I was hesitating because before this, I always used to praise my wife in front of him. But obviously, my heart was so heavy, so I told him each and everything. After hearing my words at first, he was making fun of me, like calling me man of feet. But then he made a serious face and told me that there must be something wrong with her. My friend suggested me that it's a red flag. To be honest, at first I did not agree with my friend's suggestion. He told me to chase my wife. It was really difficult to chase her as my wife was really sharp. My friend gave me a great idea. On reaching the house, I came to know that our maid has also left the house. I really did not know why she suddenly left our house. I was waiting for the weekend because she always used to go to the salon for pedicure, mostly on the weekends. Finally, it was a Saturday night when my wife was ironing her clothes. When I asked her where was she going, she said she had made an appointment for tomorrow in the salon. I gave her a fake smile and said I'll be having dinner by tomorrow at my friend's house. but I left early in the morning as I have to help my friend in arranging the dinner. The next morning, I woke up very early. My wife was shocked to see me well dressed up in the early morning. I told her that I was going my friend's way and then left. I was actually hiding at the back side of the house as I wanted to catch my wife red-handed and wanted to know about the actual matter of pedicure every week. After about 2 hours, my wife came outside of the house. It seemed like she was going to the salon as usual because she was dressed up very well. I started following her carefully and steadily. Finally, she stopped at the gate of a salon and stepped inside the salon. I kept following her and finally she stepped at an empty room. This room was not looking like the salon's part, as instead of having skincare and makeup products, that room was having a bed and a sofa. It was like a bedroom. I cunningly hid myself at the back of the curtain. I found my wife so restless. It seemed like she was desperately waiting for someone, as she was continuously calling someone. At that time, I began to sweat as I really did not have enough courage to see my wife cheating in front of my own eyes. I was shocked to see my wife begin to wear off her clothes. My feet literally froze. I really did not know what was going to happen next. My wife threw away her clothes and seemed very high. After about 10 minutes, someone opened the door. What I saw next will surely shock you. Yeah, I saw a person wearing black jeans and a green top with multicolor hair dye come into the room and begin to cuddle with my wife. They both got highly erotic and finally immersed in each other. I was shocked to see the person started pedicuring my wife and began to kiss her feet. I furiously appeared in front of them with great anger. I screamed over my wife and was shocked to see it was actually the girl who was wearing a black jeans and a green top. As soon as my wife found me there in the room, she began to wail herself. She seemed highly embarrassed and stood over the floor. She began to cry and told me something that will definitely give you goosebumps. She said, "I'm a lesbian actually. You always notice and even complain me for not being so excited for physical activities, as I never find any charm and attraction in you, even a single man." When my parents admitted me into the hostel, I was so in friendship with a transgender named Jenny. Jenny always used to praise the softness of my feet. We both did a lot of erotic activities. Even we graduated together, and one day when my parents caught me kissing to Jenny, they got highly afraid and forced me to marry you. After getting married, I used to remain so sad because I used to miss my childhood friend Jenny. After joining the embassy, I got in contact with my best friend Jenny. One day when I came to know that Jenny had shifted to Chicago and settled in the salon over there was no place for my excitement. I used to take care of my feet a lot as Jenny loves my feet since childhood. When we both were at the hostel together, my wife further told me that she had harassed our maid. After listening to her words, it seemed like I was listening to a novel-based story. I really did not trust her words and called my wife's mother and asked everything regarding my wife. She burst into tears and told me everything. I was shocked to hear that my wife confessed everything. When I reached the house, my wife was again wearing Vaseline to her feet. She showed me the reaction like nothing happened. I thought that she loves to do skincare of her feet, as taking care of her feet remains of her childhood love with transgender to her. I discussed everything with the doctor and concluded that my wife was actually having psychological and hormonal issues. After discussing it with her parents, I decided to divorce her. She would never be happy with me. She did not take care of our baby. After hearing this all, I know you guys will be thinking that it's a fake story, but I swear this actually happened to me. I must say, please keep an eye on your spouse. What would you do if you got into the same situation?